From the Ohio AgDat Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Joel Norwood, joining you with your farm news and markets here on New Year's Eve. We hope 2024 has been good to you, and we thank you for your listenership. Looking forward to covering more farm news in 2025. Of course, one of the biggest stories of this past year was the extraordinary drought across the Buckeye State. Hard to believe now as we look out the broadcast studio window to see flooded fields. Let's check in on the weather with Ohio AgNet Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Precipitation has overspread Ohio. We're going to be dealing with the gray sky and the moisture through the rest of the day. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Rain for the most part here through this afternoon. We're still mostly in the warm sector, but we are seeing cold air advance quickly. Anything that's still going on after sunset tonight, which in some cases could be quite a bit, may come as wet snow with accumulation. So we're going to watch for that here overnight tonight. Liquid equivalent out of this low moving through anywhere from 1/10 to 3/4 of an inch. Coverage 100% of Ohio. Behind it for New Year's Day tomorrow, definitely colder. And we're looking at bitter cold air in here for the balance of the week. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. That weather update brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. In news, USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service has listed a commercial table egg layer as being confirmed with highly pathogenic avian influenza earlier this week. What we know is it's over in Darke County and about 1 million birds affected, we're told. Since it's an active case, the Ohio Department of Agriculture not identifying the individual farms involved. Now, HPAI, or bird flu more commonly called, once detected, it means the facility is quarantined and birds are depopulated to prevent the spread of the disease. Bird flu outbreaks, unfortunately, fairly common at the moment and ongoing. The list is actively updated of affected areas at aphis.usda.gov, aphis.usda.gov. Elsewhere, farm groups celebrating the life and honoring former President Jimmy Carter. He passed away this weekend and once quoted as saying, "The things I learned as a peanut farmer put me in good stead throughout my life's work."
The barn was the center of our attention on the farm because all of our work was focused there.
Carter grew up on a peanut farm in Plains, Georgia. He graduated from the Naval Academy and completed his term of service, returned to manage his family's farm supply business and several hundred acres of land along the way.
We caught the mules and horses early in the morning, took them to the field, hooked to wagons and plows. That's where we brought them back at night for feed and for watering.
That audio courtesy of the National Association of Farm Broadcasters. The National FFA organization has also commented on his life, with FFA CEO Scott Stump said Carter lived out their FFA motto of learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve every day. Carter, a proud alumni of the National FFA organization. Elsewhere, the U.S. on pace to surpass 5 billion gallons of biodiesel and renewable diesel consumption for the first time. It caps a 2024 that saw increased efforts from states to drive adoption, updates to technical standards, and growth in soybean crush capacity, as well as growing public support for clean transportation fuel. Clean Fuels Alliance America says it sets up a good future for marine, rail, and heavy-duty transportation use of biofuels. And one other news item today to note, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association says a recent decision putting the Corporate Transparency Act reporting requirements on hold is confusing. That comes after some back and forth of whether the Corporate Transparency Act is alive or not. Ken Bacchus, NCBA Executive Director of Government Affairs, tells us the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court reversed the ruling it had issued before Christmas and has instead decided to uphold the injunction blocking the Corporate Transparency Act from taking effect. He says that means U.S. cattle producers have yet another reprieve from filing beneficial ownership information with the U.S. Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN. Cattle producers and farmers in general encouraged to consult with their attorney and tax professionals for the latest information in case of more changes. And stay tuned, we'll take a look at markets coming up next.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
You're listening to the Ohio AgDat. Let's take a look at what's driving markets today on the final day of 2024 as we check in with Doug Tenney of Lice Mercantile for this update, thanks to Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years.
This is Doug Tenney with Lice Mercantile, providing you with fundamentals ahead of the Wednesday, New Year's Day CBOT holiday. On Monday, grains closed mixed with corn down 1 cent, beans up 2 cents, and wheat up 2 cents. It was a disappointing day for beans as they closed higher, but 12 cents below the highs of the day. Grains were all higher at mid-morning on Monday as they were led higher with dry weather in the forecast for Argentina. In addition, funds were buying back a portion of their record short positions in soybean meal. Grains will close today at their normal 2:20 p.m. time. They will be closed on Wednesday for both the normal day and evening trading hours. Please visit our website at lifesmercantile.com to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
Thanks, Doug. Let's take a look at what's happening in Chicago right now. March corn up 5 1/4 to 457.5. Next year's new crop corn up 4.5 cents to 443.5. January soybeans 12.5 cents higher right now to 994.5, with November soybeans at 10.18 3/4 per bushel, up 10.5 at the moment. July wheat gaining 2 3/4 to 569. Markets brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. Cattle up, with February cattle up by about 18 cents to 190.48, with hogs dropping for February, down 38 cents to 81.28 per hundredweight. Milk trending up near term, about 30 cents. This is the Ohio Ag Net. I'm Joel Penordwood. Thanks for tuning in.